Hi everybody and welcome back to some more racing here on this channel. I'm KPG-GOONER here and welcome to the new MotoGP 20 that's just been released. I cannot wait to play this. We're going to get into all the different game modes this game offers and then we're going to start our first episode in our career. So let's get straight into it. Right, first up I'm going to just run through all the different game modes that the game offers, but I will say the historical mode is something you have to buy extra. I've got this special edition, so that is already open already. I just thought I'd say that, but let's quickly run through all the different game modes before we start our career. So first up, you've got quick modes, you've got Grand Prix, time trial and new championship. You've got multiplayer, which has got the race director on it as well, which is good. You've got loads of customization and all this stuff that you can create your own stickers, numbers, etc. And your helmet designs, which is always brilliant. Now, like I said, I got the extra historical pack, so that is added on mine already, but you won't get that on the standard edition, but I think it's about £4 and it's probably worth getting. But one good thing about the historical, as you earn obviously the rewards from doing the event, you can buy stuff. So there's going to have a historical market. Now the market changes from day to day, so you're not going to have the same stuff each time. So it's something gives you an incentive to build up all the different stuff. Right, now it's time to start my first part of my career. I've been really looking forward to this game mode. The managerial career is what I love. Now they've added loads of extras into this managerial career, and they also haven't added Red Bull rookies yet, so you have to jump straight into Moto 3, but that's not a problem. So let's get straight into this, choosing someone to lead us from the front. Also, you've got, with this year's edition, you've got things like tyre wear, fuel consumption, a lot more to think about, and there's a little bit more involved in your managerial career as well, choosing your team. So let's go with someone that's our nationality. We're going to go with William, and let's have a look at the teams we've got available. So we've got My World Racing Team on the Husqvarna. We've got another similar make bike, Oakley GP, the KTM, Red Bull, another KTM and another KTM. I am not going to go with KTM. I always seem to start with KTM. I am going to go with something different. I'm going to go with My World Racing Team. Race goal, top 15, championship goal, 10th. It's not over the top, so hopefully it's something we can achieve. And also, guys, I'm going to be honest with you, I did lose interest. After losing all my data on MotoGP 19, I just could not get back into it, and I really was annoyed with myself, but hopefully that won't happen on this one. But first up, we need to create a design for our rider and team. And this is the finished article. We've gone with a black, yellow and white, and for the wheels on the bike, we've gone for a glossy gold colour, and it looks absolutely awesome. Also, I've gone with the number 86. It's not one I've designed. They gave you a selection, but I will design my own number because you know my number is number 14, and hopefully we can get that on there. Previous games I've used 69 as well for Nicky Hayden number, but we'll see. I might change it, but I will definitely design my own crash helmet, etc. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. So let's get straight into this career. So let's have a look at some of the options. So we've got personal manager. That's the guy that we just hired, but there is other proposals received, and I suppose you can upgrade, and I think his stats are slightly better. And this is a part of the game that you've really got to learn what you need to concentrate on. I think early on in the game, when you've got limited funds, you don't want to be just spending unnecessary money, and yeah, it takes time. But that's a data analyst. So we've got chief engineer, and we want to get all the vital members of staff. And that's not bad, but. And yep, that's employ him. Ryan Johnson, welcome to the team. And we've got research and development, and I don't think we've got any points to spend, but have a look at engine. And it's very important that you do those tests during, obviously, the time trials and stuff like that, and build up those development points, because if you've got a bike that's not performing well, this is the only way you're going to benefit. And so you can also add the members of staff, so it gives you a lot of information, but like I said, it's going to take me a time. And looking, the quickest I can get, I can actually get, I didn't realise I can actually improve that part, and the quickest I can get it done is 4 weeks. Well, that ain't bad. So we have got some development points to start, but we can't do aerodynamics or electronics. And let's have a look when we're going to be able to start the next race. So it says advance to next week. So let's jump into this and check. So our frame is going to be ready then, but it looks like we've got a few weeks before we can start the race. So I'm going to quickly skip this and then get straight into it. Right, so let's get straight into our first race in today's episode. Now, I haven't done a race around Qatar in a long time, and I've never been quick around there, so this is going to be a challenge. So I'm going to turn off some of the free practice, because I'm mindful of the time's getting on, and I did get my copy of this game late, so I'm trying to get an episode out. So actually, I might not do the free practice. That means I can't do any of the tests to get the points, but I'm going to do both the qualifying sessions. So let's get straight into the qualifying. So here we go.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Lusail circuit in Qatar. The first qualifying session is about to begin. The riders who haven't qualified yet will have to battle hard to get one of the last 4 spots in the second qualifying session. They may not be able to count on the desert sun to heat up the asphalt, but the forecasts show that the riders can be sure of clear skies for the entire session.
So this is the team, and obviously we can't do the development test. I'm definitely going to do them in the next race, and it is going to cost me a bit because I'm not going to have any points to spend. But I really wanted to get an episode out, so just one of those things. But let's get straight onto the track. Flying lap. Really looking forward to seeing how this bike handles, and we've got to try and learn the circuit because it's been a while since we've been out there, so let's get straight into it. Right, hopefully we've picked a decent team and a bike, but like I said, there's a lot more involved in this. Now with the electronics, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna just turn some of them down once I get on the straight. So traction control, I'm going to just put down to 1, anti-wheelie down, I'll put that down to 2. But I'm going to leave power on 2 because you need that to, obviously, yeah, it's going to use more fuel, but it's going to give you a little bit more to get a faster lap. But you've got to remember to turn that down for the race. Just remember, and I will explain about that when we get into the race. Let's see if we can put a lap in. I've got no idea. Now, I adjusted the AI level. I think it's on about 85 or 90%. And what I'll do is I will bump it up. I've got no idea what level I'm going to be. Now, I'm not very quick around Qatar, so I'm flipping out, completely butchered that corner. So it's going to take me a while to get the swing of things. I mean, I'm not using a racing line, which I just hate using them. So I think the only game I actually use a racing line is F1, and that's just because some of the circuits are just ridiculously crazy, and when you're going so fast you need a bit of a guide just on the corners. But I've never really used them on MotoGP games. And again, that corner is really wild. It's going to take me a couple of laps. The bike doesn't feel too bad, so we've got the soft compound on front and rear. It may be not what I'm going to use for the race. You've got to be mindful of that might feel a little bit different. Also, I'm going to probably involve any changes I make during the career. I'm going to show you what I change. I always forget that some of you guys always like to see alterations, and I try and use most the manual changes as well. I mean, you've got the guided setups like you've had on the last couple of MotoGP games, but generally, not a great corner there. This is a very tough circuit to learn, and they always stick it again at the start of the career, and it just gets you. It's a long circuit and it is extremely tough. Obviously, damage is on as well, so we've got to be mindful of damage as well. And that's going to impact you in the race as well. So there's loads of different factors that are going to make things difficult. And that is our lap out the way, and we did a 2:11. That's not super quick, but we haven't got any fuel to go anymore because we've got the power up on 2, so it used a lot of fuel. And the one thing, like I was going to explain about the fuel, if you can manage your fueling really well, and you notice that you actually have some fuel left, you can sort of run it on a higher power, or you can put less fuel in the tank. It gives you that edge. It's a little bit more to this game now. You have to manage it and work it out during your qualifying. But let's get straight into what the result is. Right, so we actually were a little bit quicker in that group, so we're gonna go into the next qualifying group and see if we can do the same. Right, so we're going out on our qualifying lap. I assume that this qualifying group is going to be a little bit quicker. So, let's see if we can put in another lap. And that's the guy that's leading the way at the moment. Let's see if we can just put in a smoother lap. But, yeah, it's good to be back on a MotoGP game. And it feels a little bit weird playing it as well, considering the season in real life hasn't started. But with everything that's going on around the world, it's understandable. But I guarantee you, a lot of the professional riders are going to be on this, and you'll probably see some virtual races set up, which I will be definitely watching. Yeah, that's going to be brilliant. I mean, they've been doing it on Rally, they've been doing it on F1, so they're going to be, and they've done a couple already on MotoGP 19, but and they're going to be definitely focusing on this one as well. I've got a good feeling this is going to be a good game this year. So, but my aim is just to improve. I mean, I think even on MotoGP 19, I never got up to the speed I have on previous games, and I've been showing, obviously, MotoGP games on my channel since MotoGP 14, 15. So it's been a long time, and I was really quick on the first. I think up to MotoGP 17. But 18 I struggled on. 19 I wasn't the quickest, but I did enjoy the game. But I definitely love the career, especially the managerial, and this is a slightly better lap. Oh god, we're quite a bit up in the time, but there's still a long way in the session, so that could change. But I will obviously up the AI level. I wasn't sure what to put it on. I thought 85-90% would be a good starting block, but I will put it up, obviously, because I do like a challenge. So that is our lap. Is it going to be quicker than our previous lap? And someone's put in a 2:11.4. Is it going to be quicker than that? And over. Oh, look at that! Oh, almost a second quicker. So I'm not sure whether that's going to stand, but I definitely feel like I could go even quicker. Definitely could easily chop off a couple of seconds off that, just if I refine the lines, and I didn't do any adjustments either. But let's get into the final standings. Right, and are we? Yes, so that stays. We're about a second quicker. Hopefully we can get a good start. I've been watching a few other videos on YouTube, and a lot of people struggle with the starts, and the AI are pretty quick off the line. So let's see if we have the same problems. Let's get straight into it.
All our viewers from the peninsula of Qatar, the floodlights that light up the Losail circuit are on, and any moment now, the Moto3 bikes will be revving their engines. Once again, as is customary on this track, we're looking forward to great weather for the Grand Prix, with temperatures that shouldn't cause any tyre problems.
Right, so before we jump into the race, I've already changed my tyres, so I'm going with a medium rear and a front soft. I've looked at the fueling, and it's already obviously put the right amount of fuel, but there's one thing you've got to remember about the engine mapping. Like I said, you adjust your mapping obviously different to the race, and the fueling just to how much you use as well. You can work it out with if you do enough laps. So I had it on power 2, Obviously, and that will use too much fuel, and I'd run out in the race. So I'm going to have to put that back down. I won't put it to 0, but 1 should be enough. Hopefully, I will have fuel left. But just remember, guys, not to forget about doing that. Right, so here we go with the race. And we're on the front row of the grid.
The Qatar Motorcycle Grand Prix will start shortly here in Doha, and the riders are ready to compete on an amazing illuminated racetrack.
Right, let's see if we can actually get off the line. And all systems go. And no, I don't think, no, we're going to get butchered off the line. So, yeah, it's not the easiest to get a good start, but we can lose too many places. Let's just try and avoid getting attacked and pushed off the circuit. And we took an outside line, and that was not too bad. And into this corner. P7 and oh bloody hell, contact! Sergio Garcia went straight into the side of me and he's gone flying off. Oh, Garcia, what the hell was that? That definitely wasn't my fault. He moved into me. Right, that was a bit of a tricky start. Lucky he didn't take me out as well, and that wasn't the worst start. So we're in P7. So let's just try and get some heat now. The medium rear does feel a little bit less grippy, but I'm just going to take it gently, get the heat in the tyres, and there is going to be a little bit more information on the wear. Obviously the sides, there's a lot more information, and I'm using a Revolution Pro Controller 2, which does give you a lot of feedback as well. If you use a custom controller, it's well worth having. They're obviously promoted if you do a lot of esports racing. They all use the custom controllers. Basically, the one I've got is it's just like an Xbox One controller, really, the size of it, but it just has a hell of a lot of buttons. You can obviously map all the buttons behind, obviously for gear changing, which makes it a lot easier rather than using other buttons. But yeah, I'd say definitely, well, if you can afford one, I'd get one. That's not getting those tight lines yet. First lap is always tricky, but we were second quicker in qualifying, so if we can get up to speed, again just hesitating, but it's going to take me a while to just get the swing of being on a bike again. I mean, this is totally different to obviously TT. TT just feels different, I don't know why, and obviously road racing is always going to be different to circuit racing anyway. I'm glad that I've got the opportunity to play both games though. Just keep that losing around with these bikes in front, but we have got 5 laps. So, and if you've noticed, I only used 0.8 fuel in that first lap. So if you work it out, if you use that amount of fuel each lap, you would have some left. So you could either go for less fuel, so you're lighter, or you could run power slightly higher to give you a little bit more. It's all risk and reward on these games, and it is a case of obviously using those qualifying and those free practice to learn all this and set your bikes up, so obviously you can adjust all the mapping and stuff like that. So it is something that I will try and share with you guys, because I like that side of it. Very interested in setups and stuff like that. I used to do a lot of setups on the cars in Project Cars 2, etc. First Project Cars, and I did a couple on the setup courses. So I am into setups, but I haven't really done many. I used to do them on Ride, but I haven't really done many on MotoGP games. So that is something I might add. But yeah, that is much better through there. Slowly, just closing in on these rope. Oh, but it's trying to be good on the brakes. Really getting much of a feel for the front brake on this. I'm using a little bit just to dab the back brake, and I think it takes a while to. I mean, I don't like using the twin brakes. That's just, I just find that just frustrating, and it's a bit slower. You have to use obviously the manual. You have to turn it off and use them separate. It's not bad. And we've just managed to get up to P4. get a slipstream. It looks like they're a little bit quicker than me on the straights, but the bike is in early development, so we're not going to have the best, and we're not too far behind. So let's just be better on the brakes. Just hold those lines a bit tighter. Still 3 laps to go, and I think we made the right choice with the medium rear, because even though it's on the medium, it's worn quite a bit. The front doesn't look too bad. Oh bloody hell! Ooh, did you see that? He sort of just, it felt like he sort of brake checked me there a little bit there. My rider wasn't very happy about that either. Sustain any damage. It's not too bad through there. Flipped out, just hesitated again. That's all. The key to this sort of racing is to hold those lines. You know, get those braking spots. And again, don't go on curbs. Now, the one thing I have noticed as well, the crash model on this game. Ooh, got someone coming up. Ooh, I thought he was going to try and overtake us. Yeah, the crash model on this game is a lot more realistic, the camera views and the way that you crash off. I've seen a few videos. I haven't crashed yet myself, but you probably will see a few of them. Let's just keep that controlled around that corner. Just trying to latch onto Suzuki. I think this was a good level to start on, so definitely running quicker laps, so I think I've got the fastest lap, but this is a good learning curve, especially on this circuit. It's not too bad. Can I get a bit of slipstream? I don't think so. I think both of these are much quicker on the straights than me, so it's going to take a little bit more. Right, so we've got 2 more laps. Let's see if we can make a move on at least one of these on lap 4. That's a better first corner. Felt a little bit more confident. Let's go on the outside. Past Suzuki. No, we'll get the run past him there. But I definitely feel I've got the edge over these 2. It's just trying to make the move without obviously making too much contact. Slide up the inside if we can. Just closing in here. We definitely know I'm there. Let's try on the outside. Be good on the brakes. Are we going to be able to make the move? Oh no. Oh, we might beat him. Oh, we're going to go side by side, but I think he has a little bit extra. But again, we're better on the brakes, and that should be the pass. Or is he going to come back up the inside again? No, we've made it. Oh, into P2. That is a good move. Oh, going on the outside there. It's not bad. Oh, we're going to make 2 moves on 1 lap. That is good. And we're into P1. Probably a good time to actually get into first place, because that gives us an opportunity to maybe just edge away. And we're looking okay for fuel. So if we have some remaining fuel, I might just up the power into power 2 just to make sure we can finish strong. And I can't remember what our fastest lap is. God, it's a little bit over there. But let's see if we can put in a really good final couple of laps. I think this one is definitely going to be quicker, but I think we can go even faster on the final lap because we've got less fuel in the tank and we've got no one in front. So here we go. This is the end of lap 4 and we've got 1 more lap to go. Can we actually win our first race? And we don't win round here very often, and so it's the first time for everything. So that was a 2:11.1, so that was around sort of, our qualifying lap was about a second quicker than that. So let's see if we can really push it on this one. Still not too far behind, so just be mindful of that. It's a much better corner, and I think I'm definitely feeling a little bit more confident on these tyres now. Now they've worn in a little bit. I reckon we could turn off the traction control as well. I don't think we really need that on the Moto3 bikes. But when you're sort of, you've just jumped on the game, this is literally, I've been playing the game for just over an hour. You need to sort of learn these things. You can't just like turn everything off, because you don't really get a feel for the bike. You sort of work out what you need and what you don't need. Let's see if we can just. Oh, this is a good lap. Definitely edging away. Hopefully this will be the quickest. So we did was it a 2:10 in the second qualifying session? Let's see if we can better that time. We're definitely pulling away, so I'm considering to up the power soon. We're still okay for fuel. I might just do it just before the end. I don't want to run out just before I get to the line. That would be a bit embarrassing as we just run over there. It's taking a little bit too much through there. Just hold it through there. And I think I can up it now. And we've got one more corner. This is definitely going to be a quicker lap. And that is it. Straighten it up. And watch the fuel just completely disappear. I'm actually going to get over the line before it runs out. But it's giving us that extra bit of power, and only just, and across the line. But we did actually put in a faster lap, I think. Yeah, it's a 2:09.9. Still reckon we can go a lot quicker. I was getting better and better as the race went on, because literally I've just jumped on it, done a couple of qualifying laps, and then just jumped into a race. And I think if I did more of the free practice, I would have got even quicker. I probably would have even adjusted things on the bike, because I do like to fiddle with adjustments on. Could have tweaked the bike a little bit, but it was okay. So that is the first race out the way. It's a win, but we will definitely obviously up the AI level. I think we could put it up to maybe 100%. I just wasn't sure. I mean, I was just gauging it by other videos I'd seen, and the fact I hadn't played a MotoGP game for a hell of a long time. So it's a good way. And hopefully that's going to rack up some credits, obviously, for our team. Obviously, we won't have development points to spend, obviously, because we didn't do that in the free practice. But I'm sure we will be okay. Right, let's get into the final bit of the video. Right, so how much do we get? So we get money for, obviously, qualifying. So that's decent enough. That's going to rack up. We get first place. We qualified in first as well. And it gets all multiplied, obviously, because we got the doubler. And there you go. That is the end of the first episode. Please don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, make this series absolutely awesome on the channel. And I'll see you soon for part 2. And hopefully we can just keep on improving.